Hey everyone, it's Lou Joseph with Remax Preferred Realty. I'm just coming to you today to go over our market report for December 2020. I hope you guys all had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I know this New Year's was a little bit different for most of us. I just was at home, just enjoying my jogging pants and sweats, and just hanging out with the family. Just a little bit low key, but it was good. We enjoyed our time together. So what I'm going to talk to you today is about December 2020 and a little bit about the market. So we see here that in 2020, our listings were up over 25%, 26.64% to be exact, compared to December of 2019. And usually around December, you would see listings taper off and sales as well. Not too many people are thinking about buying and selling real estate, especially the last 2 weeks of December. Things are calming down. Usually people are just, not as interested. But we see that because of the market strength this year, people were kind of looking to, take advantage of that. So they went along and listed property, and they still did, well. As we see in this chart, we see that listings peak out usually, in the spring and early summer months, and then they taper off as the year progresses. Now we're going to go to the next chart here, which shows market activity listings year to date. We're down 7%. So we kind of caught up with the inventory a little bit. Earlier this year, earlier last year, we actually saw inventory drop in these months. But as we got through to the end of the year, we started to see an inventory started to pick up again, and we were basically just down 7% for the year. If we look at sales in December, we were up 22.5% compared to December of last year. So that's a pretty good sign. We got listings are up, we got sales up, and so we see here 402 homes sold compared to 328. And again, we're seeing some sales increases here from actually July going on to the end of the year. We had month over month sale increases, which is good. We're getting a lot of buyers buying homes, so a lot of the demand is being absorbed, but we still have a lot of demand out there. Sales year to date. So we see here that year to date, the sales were up 2.39%. So we have an inventory dropped a little bit, and we have sales increased. Average price. So if we compare December of 2019 to December 2020, we see a rise of 35.6% in price. So December 2019, the average price was $334,000 compared to now, this past month, $453,000. So that's a pretty big difference there. And if we look at average price year to date, we're up 22.37%. So that's kind of predictable. And as we take a look here, we saw that in 2019, prices increased up until April and May, and then they kind of flatlined. Whereas we see in 2020, we had prices start off really well, and they took a dip into April and then slowly trended upwards. And that's where we are today, is the average price at $410,000. And we can take a look at units sold. So basically this chart's showing you different price ranges and how many units sold in December. So again, the theme this year was basically anything between 360 to 700. We saw this is a group where the sales have all been happening. Not much happening in the under 200,000, which we used to see a lot of that back in the day. Now, you can't even find a home for 250 unless it needs a lot of work, and even then they're selling above that. But we see here that the market's above 700. They're still selling some of the new construction, some of the luxury homes. We still see some sales there. And we're just going to go here year to date. Again, we see the same groups of price ranges that are seeing the most sales. And actually over here, we see that year to date, all of 2020, we saw, for over 1,400 homes sold in the 420 to 550 price range. So that was a very, very good price range for Windsor-Essex County. Okay, so I usually like to show you some other statistics and some other graphs and charts here. I'm on our system here. We're going to look at sales price to list price ratio. I'm going to select Windsor-Essex County, and we're going to keep everything else selected within Windsor-Essex County. I'm just going to select residential property for these charts here. And we're just going to go and generate a report here. And we're going to take a look here. This is the close price to list price ratio. So this tells you how much over the asking price are homes on average selling in Windsor-Essex County. Now, if I break it down by area, some areas will be stronger than others, but we're just taking the whole market as a whole here. So we're seeing here that, okay, this chart starts in January of 2016, and under 100% means that homes have sold under the asking, and when they go over 100% means that they're selling above. So we see here the trend is extremely upwards, right? If we break it down to the data, and we take a look at 2020 here, we see here that it's 114.1%. So November we're at 114.5. We're in December was 114.1. So about the same. So on average in Windsor-Essex County, homes were selling 14% above list price. Now that's taking all price ranges, all areas. You might have, we'll go back and we'll take a look at different price ranges, but this is just the general here. And as we see here in 2016 going all the way to 2020, we see the difference in numbers here. So in 2017, we had a lot of months here where homes were selling at full price. And then it didn't get until 2018 where you started seeing the numbers, creep above full price. And then 2019, it definitely got up there, but we're seeing prices above the 110% over the list price. But if I go back and I take a look here and we change the prices here, so maybe what I'll do is I'll put under 300,000 just to take a quick look at that. So now we see different numbers here. Again, same trend upwards. And if we take a look at December, 128.2%. So actually this homes under 300,000, this is the best month it's seen actually for list price to sale price ratio, because I don't see any other month here that it was this number, 128. The previous month, November, 125, but definitely very strong. So you'll see houses that are listed at 199 and then they sell for 310 or 300. And of course, maybe they, most likely they're underpriced, because what happens is the sellers and the agents know that if you list a property underpriced, you'd get a lot of emotional bidding, which would actually oversell the property versus say putting that house up for 300,000 and maybe getting one buyer that tries to negotiate downward in price. So that is the strategy, especially under 300,000. And there's a lot of people that are still approved at the under 300,000. And I fear that if prices keep trending upwards, those buyers will no longer be buyers because they'll be renters. They'll be taken out of the market. If you're looking for a home for 250 or 200, and we see another 20% increase in the market, now you're looking at those buyers leaving the market altogether and going into renting and starting to save up for a bigger down payment. So that eventually, I think, is what's going to happen to first-time buyers in this market. And we can click here, historic price trend. Go back. Historic price trend, and we're just going to keep it all the way open. Let's just take a look what this chart, what we get here. And we see the average price trend. I've gone over this on other update videos, but we saw the market generally went sideways from 2011 to 14, really until 2015 is when we saw this upward trend here. So we definitely see this is a seller's market here. This is more of a balanced market here, coming off of a buyer's market, which the chart doesn't show, but definitely still very, very strong seller's market. And we see here we have all the statistics of the prices for the months. So what do we know right now in this market? This market is still moving upwards. There's another projected 15 or 20% growth in sales price this year. Inventory is really low. We're in the COVID situation right now, so there's a lot of sellers that are hesitant to put their house on the market at this point. Numbers are going up as far as as far as COVID infections, and people are just hesitant to let people through their homes. Of course, we're having the questions answered whether they've gone out of the country, if they have any symptoms, and signed waivers and such. So that is really, I think, drying up inventory this month and possibly next month, as well as seasonal, right? Usually in January or February, market's a little bit low on listings, and on top of this, we have these lockdowns, right? But buyers still want to buy, and part of the reason is that they feel prices are going to increase from here, so they definitely want to still get out there and try to buy something before prices get up, upward to 15-20% from here. Now, first-time buyers, definitely it's a challenge. You have to consult with your real estate agent on the best strategy to buy the property. Yeah, there's a lot of different things. You have to figure out what price you're going to be at, how many offers. You got to come in with a really clean offer as well. As far as conditions, get the deposits as high as you can, and the closing date to match what the seller's looking for. But this is the situation here. I hope that we get some more inventory coming up. There's a lot of new subdivisions opening up, which is absorbing some of the demand for homes over 700,000. So, with prices increasing, it's sometimes smart to get a new build right now at the 700,000 to 800,000. Just because it's brand new, you don't have to put any money into improving the property, and eventually those prices, they rise as well. But I'm here to answer any questions you may have with real estate. If you're looking to buy or sell, I can definitely give you my assistance and advice. Give me a call anytime. My number is 519-817-0887. I'll be glad to talk with you, and we'll see you next month. Take care.